I won't look back.
What's going on, beautiful people? I am the Grandmaster, and I also go by thegrandmasterdrey, bringing you guys the second draft analysis for the APA main league. Very excited to hit the refresh button. So I think I should leave a link to the playlist for the first 2 weeks. Oh my god, my hair is all grunky. I didn't make it. We're just relaxed in this video. We're just relaxed in this channel. We're just unprofessional and having a good time doing the damn thing. We're gonna discuss the Pokemon that we drafted for the second part 2 of 3 for this season. For those who don't know, for those who aren't aware, we are going to be drafting a total of 3 times for this season of the APA Wi-Fi, and I'm very excited for it. It's like hitting the refresh button every 4 weeks. And for those who made playoffs, knock on wood, it's like you can select one of the 3 teams that you want, that you drafted, to take with you on your run for the playoffs. So this is going to be a recap, kind of talking a little bit about my thought process on where I drafted each Pokemon and going from there. I have all the Pokemon inside the game because it's pretty. Getting to see it in game is always nice, and I don't have to do draft slides, so shout out to that. If you guys like this kind of video, if you guys enjoyed my little analysis, do me the massive favor and shadow claw that thumbs up button. And if you're new, por favor, hit the subscribe button, turn on post notifications, hit the bell button to get notified every single time we post a new video. I did not realize I started hitting recording without doing my hair, but hey, we're gonna roll with it. All natural. So mascot is up on screen with this first pick. I think we were pick 4. So the way that we're gonna do it to make it fair through all the coaches is that we're gonna pull us some blocks, right? Like the first 6, I believe is what we did. Yeah, 6 or something, I don't know. We grouped ourselves up and then we kind of shifted them depending on how they were before. So I was in the group that was in the middle, which is funny. I was in the middle and I got 6th first time about, and we ended up picking up Victini. Cool Pokemon. And then we shifted in the group to the front, and then they re-rolled me back at 6. So I got 6th pick again. Luckily enough, there's some things that got picked early on that typically don't, like Zero Oro went like 3rd overall or something like that. So it got to push some stuff towards the end, and we did want to have a general idea of what we wanted to do coming in, and we didn't. Let me take that back. We kind of had an idea, but then it kind of got scrapped like midway through, and then we changed it, and I really liked how the team turned out. So at 6th pick, we picked up Tornadus. So Torn's pretty baller to be able to get this at pick 6, I think. So Tornadus is a pure flying type Pokemon with the ability Regenerate. Yes, this is PK Hex. We play Draft League and they get generated Pokemon. We're not breeding, guys, every single week. For the 1 or 2 people that actually care. And the flying typing, the pure flying typing, I think this is the only pure flying type in the game, I believe. If I know that. Yes, I believe so. But Regenerator is the biggest thing about this Pokemon. Regenerator makes this thing so fucking good. And with the addition to heavy duty boots, being immune to stealth rocks every time you come in, it's really tough to take this Pokemon down. They also give a nasty plot to be able to be a really potent breaker or setup sweeper. And very fast at base 121. And Tornadus is just a very good glue piece to be able to fit on any kind of team and any kind of build for any given matchup. So I thought that it was just too good to pass up at 6 here. So we picked up Torn. And coming back around, we wanted to grab one of the premier steel types, a steel type with stealth rocks, a steel type that has versatility, a steel type that has utility. So we picked up one of my favorite steel types in Jirachi. Jirachi is a steel and psychic type, which allows it to be neutral to fighting type moves, which is actually kind of baller. And we have Tornadus to switch into fighting types. Otherwise, Jirachi doesn't like ground types. We obviously have Tornadus that can switch in on them and click things like Hurricane or Icy Wind to be able to hit those for super effective damage. But I love the fact that Jirachi is not only base 100s down the board, so it can be extremely bulky throughout the matchup or any given matchup. It can be a sweeper, it can be a setup sweeper with like stored power sets. Serene Grace makes it pretty baller. Serene Grace allowing basically doubling the opportunity of secondary effects to take an effect. Like for example, Iron Head having that 30% chance to flinch. With Serene Grace, it is 60. So that's pretty cool. Being able to have that win con is awesome. Wish is great for the team. Definitely something that's viable. Stealth Rocks, like I said before, really nice to have such a really well-rounded steel type so early on. And then as it came back around for the third round, I didn't plan on picking this Pokemon, but it was there. It usually isn't in third round. Mind you, I did get 6 picks, so it's more likely to, but it typically goes like second round for the most part. So I think that more coaches were trying to try new stuff. So I decided to pick this mon up because it's too good to pass up with Cinderace. Cinderace is Cinderace Blaze, not Libero, or else it'd be banned in this format. But very fast Pokemon. So now we have Tornadus at 121, and then we have Cinderace at base 119, I believe is what it is. And then having access to Core Change is pretty baller. Core Change, for those who don't know, if my opponent sets hazards on our side of the field, then and if we don't have any on theirs, Core Change just flips it over to where the hazards are now on their side and not on our side. So that's pretty cool. Pyro Ball is like Flare Blitz, but it doesn't do recoil damage. Base 120 fire type stab. Pretty sweet. High jump kick for coverage. It's got Sucker Punch for priority, U-turn for pivot momentum. Very good mon. Taunt for utility. A lot of cool things that a Cinderace can do. So very excited to get a chance to use it. I think I used it like a long time ago, so it fit pretty well here, I think, to be able to get rid of opposing steel types. So Jirachi can just click Iron Head on the majority of teams. So Cinderace was just a pit that we took because it was just one of the best things that was available for the point value that it did and the value that it could bring to the team. So we decided to just pull the trigger. With the next mon, we took Buswell. Buswell is going to be a very offensive piece to help check the ground types that want to be annoying for Jirachi, as well as not losing to it. Because I have, for whatever reason, just the biggest trouble with Buswell. Phenomenal Ultra Beast. Very thick, crazy attack stat. As you can see, without any EVs, 314 attack. That's nuts. At base 100, I think it's base 139 attack, base 139 defense. So very thick Pokemon. Access to reliable recovery with Roost. Drain Punch is nice, really, if you want to run those Assault Vest sets for sure. Leech Life again for passive recovery when you attack. Good coverage, I think, against the elemental punches. I don't think it gets Fire Punch, but it gets all the other ones, I believe. Earthquake is really nice, but this Pokemon mostly is here to help check ground types, to be a very physically defensive wall, as well as a wall breaker if we want that. And if we make the EVs right, we can make it a setup sweeper with a Scarf and attack. So different options with Buswell. I wanted to use it for myself just to give it a go. I don't think I've ever used it before, so I'm very excited to give this one a big whirl. Next up, we picked up with Seismitoad. At this point, once we picked up Buswell, I think that some stuff that I had intended to get on this team started getting sniped. So I thought, hey, how do we keep ourselves from, one, getting sniped further, and second, to be able to have a path to get the Pokemon that we need for this team to perform at its optimally. We decided to move with Rain. We moved forward with Rain, so we wanted to pick up one of the better Pokemon during Rain. And I also wanted to not focus too much on actual Rain, like a Rain team. I wanted a Rain option and Pokemon that can function in the rain and outside the rain. Yes, we do have a Cinderace, but like I just said, this team can function with rain or without rain. It doesn't need it to be successful, in our opinion, meaning the front office and myself. So I picked up Seismitoad. Seismitoad is really nice for Swift Swim. Good swift swim sweeper, as well as water absorb to avoid being reverse swept by opposing water types. So that's very important. Only one weakness in grass is pretty baller because we do have lordxie, Cinderace, and Tornadus to cover the grass type. So it can care less about a grass type. It just can't get caught off guard. Shout out to No Hidden Power. We have another rock setter, so that's not fully on lordxie every single week, so you have 2 rock setters now. Very good defensive wall, could be an offensive piece like I said with the swift swim. So Seismitoad just fit the mold of what this team wanted to become. And another Pokemon that really does function in rain very, very well, but is also very good outside it, and a good low tier pick to be able to kind of budget our team to ensure that we have pieces that can come from top to bottom instead of just such a top heavy team. I like top heavy teams, but I'm not really the biggest. It wouldn't be my first choice. I wanted to go more of a balanced approach. We picked up Heliolisk. Heliolisk is a very good Pokemon with dry skin in the rain, because you get passive recovery every single time, meaning that the life orb damage that you receive, the recoil gets recovered by the rain each and every turn. It also comes in with an immunity to water, so there's 2 water immunities. We're very prepared for opposing water types, but this thing is a threat. It can run thunder in the rain if it wants to, which is stab and 100% accurate. If we're feeling kind of brazy, we have Surf to be able to get boosted by the rain to cover for those ground types. Gets coverage with like Focus Blast and Dark Pulse, things like that. Stab and Hyper Voice, which is really nice to go through subs, Volt Switch, and U-Turn, so we never get blocked by a ground type. Being able to get our momentum with U-Turn instead of Volt Switch, so we can ensure that we can force something out and get the guaranteed momentum out and get the next Pokemon in that needs to be in to handle that threat. So very important and very nice to have on an electric type, and actually kind of rare nowadays. It's one of those electric types that really came out from Gen 7 and still performed at a very high level, so I'm very, very excited about that. So keeping kind of on the rain idea, we took Tangela. Tangela is going to be here to form a regen core with Tornadus. Tangela is a very thick, very, very thick grass type Pokemon with the regenerator, like I said, ability to make that core. This is our designated like Excadrill switch in, because Excadrill is kind of annoying. Just ground types in general are Pokemon that have very high attack stats that just want to click Earthquake. Yeah, Buzzwole can do it, but it does have a 4 times weakness to flying, and some ground types like Excadrill have access to Aerial Ace or some coverage for that. So there's some ways that Buzzwole can be exposed as a defensive piece, so I wanted to get a fully designated defensive piece in Tangela. With Eviolite, this Pokemon gets so thick. You should see the custom shiny spread I have for this. I don't have it here, but it's like all black. You've seen it if you see my BBR run. So very excited to bring back Boots. Next Pokemon we picked up was Skuntank. Skuntank was gonna be just a roll setter. Dark and Poison type, very cheap. Gets access to Sucker Punch for priority. Has coverage for physically offensive, for stab, and specially offensive Sludge Bomb and Dark Pulse, as well as Crunch and Poison Jab. So we can go physical, we can go special. It's really nice because it has the Fire Blast and Flamethrower for steel types, which is probably one of the better things I like about this Pokemon. And it gets access to Defog. So right now our Defogger is Tornadus, and that's all we really had. And then core change on Cinderace. So being able to have another Defogger on the team really kind of just checks off a box, to be completely honest with you. And I personally really like Skuntank. I think Skuntank is a really good Pokemon. I think it does what it needs to do really well. I think it can actually be really good in with the right builds. And having Stench is actually kind of funny, because with the moves that don't have a chance to flinch, give it like a 10% chance to flinch or something like 10 or 20, which could come in clutch, you never know. And then Aftermath could be really nice. Aftermath, basically when it gets contact and dies, that damage that it took to die actually gets implemented onto the Pokemon that attacked it. So a lot of different utility options with this mon. Defog is very important, and just having the Dark type to not get swept by Psychic types and having a grounded poison to soak up Toxic Spice is actually super clutch. But it's just more than that. Skuntank is a really good Pokemon. I really like Skuntank, so I think it fits really well in the team. It can do what it needs to do very well. Again, functions in and out of rain. Next Pokemon we picked up was not Mimikyu. That's funny. Oh, we did pick up Mimikyu. I'm just kidding. We did pick up Mimikyu. I'm tripping. The reason I messed up is because Mimikyu's mascot started off that way, but we did get Mimikyu. Oh my god, I can't believe I just did that. That's so funny. We did pick up Mimikyu. Mimikyu is on the team. We're doing really, really well with it in the UBL. It's actually the kill leader right now. Holding very strong. I think at the time you see this video, it's got 7, which is the top of the league and in counting. But Mimikyu fits really well here as well. Again, functioning in and out of rain, right? There's 2 things that Mimikyu needs to be successful. And as long as you have those 2 things, Mimikyu literally can just win any game. And it can also keep you from losing a game, which is the biggest thing that Mimikyu offers a team because of the disguise ability. Yes, it did get nerfed this gen. You lose 8% of your health when it gets busted, which is the same as Life Orb, but that's okay. Had to get nerfed somehow because it was just really, really good before. The 2 things that Mimikyu needs to be successful is a offensive fire type and a ground type. And if the ground type is offensive, that's even better. So we have Cinderace to be able to handle those steel types because the 2 things you need, the 3rd thing is nice, but it's not needed. The first thing is basically a fire type to help get rid of steel types, and we have one of the best in the game in Cinderace, which is absolutely clutch. We have we also have Seismitoad to be able to help with steel types as well. So Seismitoad and Cinderace really, really help with dealing with those steel types. And that 3rd thing that we need is an offensive fighting type, and we have that in Buzzwole to be able to get rid of those bulky normal types, so that way it can just run Shadow Sneak and Shadow Claw and free itself up to maybe run like Sword Dance or Sub or Will-O-Wisp. But if you can get rid of the bulky steel type, if you can get rid of the bulky normal type, then Mimikyu literally can tear the game apart mid to late game. You just need a little bit of chip on the team, set up, click sneak and space 96 speed, so it can outspeed the vast majority of this meta and just kill it with Play Rough or Shadow Claw, because the dual stabs of Fairy and Ghost are just so good. So Mimikyu fit well in the team. Very excited to have it. We perform very well with Mimikyu, so I'm hoping we can help turn the season around with that manner. So we want to be able to get a Pokemon that we're very comfortable with, and what better mon to fit that than my baby girl, the mascot, the greatest Pokemon of all time, my favorite Pokemon of all time, Mimikyu. Next mon we picked up was Politoed. Here's our rain setter. So in the APA we decided to make rain very expensive. If you want to go rain or sand or sun, it's going to cost you some points to get the premier weather setters along with a premier sweeper of that said weather. So Politoed was very, very cheap in comparison to Pelipper. I love Politoed, very cute Pokemon, but to be honest with you, Pelipper is just superior, period. Just because it has the utility of like Roost and Knockoff, as well as momentum and U-turn to get your Swift Swimmer in. Politoed doesn't get it. It'd be so much better if it got like Baton Pass, but it doesn't, which is unfortunate, but we can still work with it. It's fine. Eject button is still a thing. So we may run that, you never know. But Politoed is very, very, very thick. Pure water type. Access to cool things like Encore is really nice. Perish Song in case there is a setup sweeper that's trying to get kind of greedy and doesn't wreck us. That could be nice. Or if it's the last Pokemon that they have and I have 2 or 3 Mons left, I come in, bring in Politoed, click Perish Song, and I guarantee win the game as long as I keep 1 Pokemon alive. So a couple different niche things that can happen. Boosted Scalds in the rain, but this is our Drizzle rain setter. For that rain option, again, rain option, not rain team. A team that can function in the rain and a team can function outside the rain, but we need the rain setter. It's Politoed. Next mon is going to be Kabutops. Last mon is Kabutops. So we picked up Politoed and Kabutops for the very last 2 picks of the team. Because like I said, they're very cheap and it guarantees me to have them later on. So we picked up these 2 at the very tail end. So we have Kabutops as our premier Swift Swim Sweeper. Very strong Pokemon. Get access to really cool moves to really abuse the rain, right? So it gets Liquidation boosted in the rain, plus Stone Edge, very, very nice. I think it gets fighting type coverage as well. It may get close combat this gen, I don't remember off the top of my head. but Aqua Jet is really nice to have for priority. And this also comes with some utility. Again, in and out of the rain can be really, really good. Access to weak armor is an ability whenever you get hit with a focus sash. Take a hit, drop my defenses, boost my speed, and it can sweep out of the rain. And it also has access to Stealth Rock and Rapid Spin, so it could be a good utility Pokemon for us for hazards, again, in and out of the rain. I keep saying that over and over again because I want to emphasize that I do love rain teams, or weather teams in general, that just don't rely solely on the actual weather themselves. So Kabutops is very much so viable outside rain, as well as just a hazard setter, just hazard control, remove hazards, set our own hazards, maybe set up sweep and just destroy a team out of the rain. Swords Dance plus weak armor is something that's definitely something that people have to think about. But that is the team, guys. I'm gonna have it here up on screen. I'm gonna move out of the way. Nope, there you go. Boom, there's the squad. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. I kind of like this way, being able to show you guys on the actual game itself, so you guys can see it in game how pretty the game is, because the one thing that we love about Sword and Shield is that it is a gorgeous game. But this is the squad. This is what we're gonna have for the next 4 weeks. We're gonna redraft again for the last 4 weeks, so hopefully we're able to come out with a positive record for the second quarter and, you know, fight our way into playoffs, because the way that the season's working is there's no one that's just running away with it. I think except for Shuckle, our week 1 opponent. I think Shuckle's kind of running away with it, but aside from that, all the other 7 spots are looking pretty open. So we're gonna try our very best to turn the season around. As you've noticed, guys, we're just here to have a good time. We're not, this channel, you're not gonna get optimal analysis, you're not gonna get like super competitive play from me. I'm here to have fun, I'm here to enjoy the game, I'm here to, you know, just bring some entertainment to you guys. And if it's something that you're looking for, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And with that being said, I'm gonna get the heck up out of here. I love talking to you guys. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day, and above all else, be nice. Peace.